conferences, piles of flyers, getting stuck on endless email lists, never-ending calls. There's an easier way to sort through and find the best school fundraisers. Simplify the search. School Zone Podcast proudly presents the 10 top school fundraising ideas for 2017. A guide of top fundraising companies hand-picked from the best podcasts. As an added bonus, it lists 5 awesome resource companies that would add tremendous value to your school and students. That's right, a guide to 10 top fundraising companies and 5 resource companies, all for one low price. Ready to simplify the search? Go to schoolzonepodcast.com/shop. Welcome to School Zone's School Fundraising Ideas Podcast. We interview top fundraising and resource companies to help you find a solution to your next school fundraising or school resource need. This week, we are highlighting 5 great fundraising and resource companies that you need to check out. Are you ready to simplify the search? Now, here's your host, Matt Miller.
Hello, School Zone Podcast listeners. Matt coming at you from San Jose, California, the San Jose Convention Center. California PTA 2017. I have Mr. Zack Swire here of Good Grains. Zach, thanks for coming on the show.
Oh, thanks for having me.
So how's things going so far with California PTA? There's a ton of people here.
Yeah, it's been great. We're super excited to be here. This is our first show, and we've been to a few regional events as we've just recently launched as of late last year. But it's been amazing to be here so far.
Awesome. So give us a little bit of background on you, and how it is that you find yourself at a PTA event, especially, your first one.
Sure. Actually, it's kind of a weird story. I used to run an ad agency for about 10 years. Thought that was going to be my history, growing up, growing old, having my kids work with me someday. And my path changed. And years later, I launched a startup called eGood. And we worked on growing that, got some pretty big funding, grew that for 4 years, and decided it was a really tough move last year to close that down. Kind of out of that, I talked with a friend of mine who owns a cereal company, and we were looking at some things we could do with cereal. At the same time, I'm a dad. I've got 3 kids. They're all 9 years old. We have triplets. And I've done every fundraiser you can think of, from when they started preschool and you get that packet with the list of here's all those fundraisers you have to do, to Cub Scouts when we're doing popcorn and all that. And we just looked at what was going on, and that there's chocolate and there's all these great fundraisers that are out there, but we didn't see anything healthy. And so Wolf, who's the owner of the cereal company, and I sat down. We were just talking about, well, maybe there needs to be a cereal fundraiser. And that's really what sparked the idea of Good Grains last year. So that's kind of the long and short of how we ended up here at the PTA conference. Obviously, knowing that schools do a lot of fundraisers, we thought this would be a great place to start. And I think we've already seen that already, at least in the first few months here.
So talk to us a little bit about your product. You talked about some of the other things out there, and nobody questions the fact that there are some that, obviously are less healthy than others. So what was it that made you say, this whole cereal thing just needs to be a school fundraiser,
Well, my last company was mission-driven, and it's why I got out of advertising, because I wanted to put my effort and energy into a company that I believed in that would have a really positive impact on the world. Unfortunately, eGood didn't work out. We worked really hard at growing that, and through our best efforts, it just didn't pan out. And so when I saw the opportunity through cereal to be able to continue to help our communities grow, and also we give back, to global causes, a small portion of every box as well, then we could do both. We could give back locally, support our communities, and our world community as well. And so that's what was exciting to me about it. Good Grains as a whole, since we start with our mission first, we're a cereal company, but we're also going to be looking at adding snacks and other things that really provide parents and families with a great product. And we really looked at 3 core areas that we saw as parents ourselves, and we've done lots of fundraisers, that we wanted to improve in the fundraising process. And the first one was obviously being healthy. And the second one was the amount of time that it takes to run a fundraiser. The amount of volunteers that you have to get. I've been on boards for soccer and fundraising boards and everything you can think of. PTA, my wife's been on the board since our kids started in school. And it's so much work, and it's so challenging to get all those people together. So we thought, well, why can't we just ship it directly to families instead of having to get all that product sitting in somebody's garage getting 30 volunteers to come to your house late at night, pick up stuff, deliver it, have your kids out on the street doing all those things that, I don't necessarily want my kids knocking on random strangers' doors. I don't mind being out there with them, but it gets to be too much. Plus, in our busy lives with sports and activities and everything else, it was just one more thing to do. So that was the second area. We wanted to simplify the fundraising process. And then the third was that we felt it could be something that wasn't just a one-time event, but really kind of picked up on some things that we did with eGood, which was this idea of giving back all the time. That through that was a platform where through every purchase, a donation was made to a nonprofit. So we thought, well, with cereal, it's a great product. Families buy it every day anyway. So let's just make it easy for them. If they like the cereal and it's priced well, they'll want to keep ordering it. So we set up goodgrains.com. We were lucky to get that domain. And you can just go there and order cereal. And as soon as you order it, you just type in the name of the school you want to support. If we're not sure which school it is, we'll contact you to verify we got the right school. That way we don't have to go through some long form and make it difficult. Now we're going to be saving those funds, and every single month those schools get a check. But that's one easy way they can go on and do the fundraising is just go to Good Grains. At the same time, we have it as a standard fundraiser where they have the forms they can take home, and they can do it as a traditional fundraiser, but we've taken a lot of the other things that make fundraising hard out of it. We've really simplified it. We have a few different variations of that I could tell you about, but that's how the process works.
So let's talk about the product first. What type, do you have several different varieties of cereal, or is it just one, or how does that work?
Yeah, we started with 10 different cereals, and we partnered with Organic Milling, as I mentioned, the cereal company. They've been around since 1960. They've got a great history. They actually formulated some of Kashi's original cereals. They do cereals now that are in big stores that I can't name publicly, but they do the white label cereals for just huge natural food stores, and they've just got an amazing history. So I was excited to partner with them because we knew we were going to start with great product. So we have 3 cereals that are amazing for diabetics and people who are looking for weight management that are super high in protein and fiber and low in sugar. Those are called High-Low. We also have 2 cereals that are kid favorites that are your like honey-coated O's, and also like a lightly sweetened Frosted Flakes we call Little Sweeties. And we also have 3 cereals that are partnered with Love Grown, and they're actually made out of beans. I wouldn't tell your kids that until they tried them because they taste really good, but they're gluten-free, they're vegan, they're non-GMO. So you have kids with allergies to gluten, then you can offer them those cereals as well. And we have 2 really great granolas that come in a 20-ounce bag, so you're getting way more granola in our bag than you do in the grocery store. And for actually $7 for that bag of granola that we sell, it's totally competitively priced with what you pay in the store because you're getting so much. And our other cereals are priced $4 and $6. So if you look at that, we give $1 for every item back to the school, and we ship it to your home for free. It's really a great deal.
So beans.
Yeah, beans.
That's cool, man.
Yeah.
Do you have some of that here? I need to try some of this.
I do. We have Comet Krispies, which is a lightly chocolate sweetened one. It kind of looks like a Rice Krispies but chocolatey. We have Sea Stars and Polar Puffs, and they're in fun shapes for kids and colored, but they're all natural. Everything's 100% all natural ingredients. It's a really great product.
So what has been the feedback that you've seen so far here at the show? And you've been doing this for a few months now. What's kind of the response? Because I haven't seen anything out there remotely close to what you guys are doing.
It actually started in January. We went to the Association of Fundraising Distributors show thinking we're the supplier. We want to go find some distributors who are already in the schools and already know all the PTAs around the country, because who are we? We're new to the industry. We want to make sure we didn't step on any toes or do anything wrong. We know it's a new industry for us. And it was the same deal there. Everybody's like, there's nothing like this out here. So we were really excited, and we picked up some new distributors, which are now on our website, that are kind of strategically placed around the country. We're still looking for more, so if you're a fundraising distributor, we definitely want to talk to you. But we can also work directly with schools. We recently partnered with fundraising.com. We're listed on their site under specialty fundraisers right now. And I think the great thing that we've heard from people coming up to us, whether it's a regional show or here today, is it's just kind of expression like you just said. There really isn't anything out there like this. We've had people walk up and said, wow, I've been looking for something exactly like this. I would say, on the other hand, the one thing that we didn't understand was the cycle that, they've probably already made decisions on the fundraisers they're going to do for the first year. And so we're kind of coming in a little, not necessarily late in the game, but for this school year we are. So we're really prepping and planning for this fall. And it's been exciting to work with so many schools. We've actually met over 600 schools now just in the last few meetings. We've picked up, another 120 just since last night that have already said, we love this, we want to talk about it. And even just being here, we've come up with so many great ideas. One just said, we love your little cereal dispensers. Could you bring those to our board meeting? So we're like, sure. we'll set up a cereal bar, and you guys can all have cereal and enjoy that over your board meeting. A great way for you guys to try it out. You give us 5 minutes to share what we're doing, and if you love it, then let's help you out. Let's get this going.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very, very cool. So let's talk a little bit about the simplification of the process, because that's huge. As we talked earlier, my company, School Spirit Vending, we talk about hassle-free year-round fundraising, and that is really the thing that has turned thousands of schools onto our program in the last decade.
Yeah.
Is because they're all short of money and they're short of volunteers, right? So that's a huge thing. So talk a little bit about that, how that works, that type of thing.
Yeah, it's been great being right across from your guys over there, because first day we went over and wanted to check that out. My kids love stickers. Obviously 9-year-olds, they just love stickers. They want to. It's a perfect fundraiser in my point of view, because you guys have made it so easy. That's exactly the reason that we wanted to do with our fundraiser. I understand because we have a product that's going to be a little more complicated, but really not much more. If you think about what you have to do with us to run a product fundraiser, all you have to do is the initial coordination and tell us, hey, we want to set it for this date. You let us know how many participants you're going to have. So if you say we have 700 students and we want flyers for all 700, well, we'll get you your customized flyers. We'll do a parent letter for you. If you want to use our corporate sponsored prizing program, you can. If you want to run your own or work with a local distributor, we're super flexible, so we make it very easy. Now all you have to do is hand those flyers out, send them home, you collect them back, and at the end of the fundraiser, the orders are going in, they're getting shipped directly to the families, and all you have to do throughout the year is just remind the families. If you like it, it's put it like box tops. You send those little flyers home. Our kids have like a Wednesday folder, where you just put in the little reminder, or my wife does the PTA newsletter, our little Seller Says newsletter. So you just put those little reminders throughout the year, like, hey, don't forget, order Good Grains, go to goodgrains.com, or keep your reorder going. And it's as simple as like a Dollar Shave Club or a Harry's.com, with the razors.
Yeah.
All you have to do is log in. You can manage your account. You can change your order anytime you want. You can stop it, you can pause it, you can edit the stuff. And the great part is we're going to be adding snack foods too. So here we've launched 2 new snack foods, which are our chocolate coconut popcorn granola, and then also our vanilla almond popcorn granola. And that is something we really want to move into, is offering healthy snacks that you can easily throw in a kid's lunch. You can take to work yourself, because you've probably seen at Costco or stores like that where they have all these popcorn snacks. But what I've noticed on those is 5 minutes later I'm hungry again. So our team developed at Organic Milling this great new snack where it's blended popcorn and granola together, but it's lightly sweetened, so it's healthier than going out and getting something that's coated in caramel and sugar.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, that's huge. The fact that, and let me say this again, they ship straight to the home.
Straight to the home.
So all of you volunteers out there, no more, let's all get together, the big shipment just showed up, and let's figure out who it's supposed to go to and what classroom it needs. No, it's going straight to the home. Yeah. That's a game changer right there.
With a reorder message right in the box. They open it up. It's thanking the parents. It's telling them, thank you so much for ordering this and supporting our school. And if you like the cereal, just go online and you reorder and you continue to help the school. Every time you get another box, the school gets $5 every single month. You like it. My kids eat a ton of cereal, so we could go through 2 boxes a month. That's $10 every month going to the school.
Wow, that's awesome. So then how does the reorder platform work? Can I literally just go online and say, okay, I want X number of boxes a month, and it just shows up at a given timetable?
Part of the thing is I was in a tech startup before this, eGood, and being an ad agency, design is important to me. So we used just a standard platform called Shopify, which does an amazing job with websites and shopping platforms. We wanted it to be easy. I know the popcorn one we did with Scouts was super difficult, and the codes, and I don't know, it was just hard to click through. It wasn't easy for parents to navigate. So we wanted to make sure this is super simple. All you have to literally do is go to our web store, add it to your cart, and there's one field. You just type in the name of the school. So on the back end, we've got it matched up. Or if we give you a code, some schools want to use a code, you type it in. We do all the matching up manually on the back end, so you don't have to worry about it. It's super easy. And then you log in. We give you a login. So you get one email that says, hey, here's my login for Matt Miller. I type in my username, password. I go in, and it literally has a listing of here's your upcoming orders. You can just click pause. You can click edit. You just go back and you choose, just like on Amazon. If you had a subscription order, you can easily edit at any time. And then later when we add new products, like I mentioned, the snack foods, we'll just notify you and say, hey, here's some great new snack foods and items. You might want to change up your monthly order and try some of these new products. We'll also be throwing in random samples. Every once in a while, our orders already, we'll throw in like the new popcorn granola. We just don't want a sample bag. Hey, try this out, see what you think.
Man, I can see that there's a lot of potential here for even continuing to expand outside of your mix once you've, established yourself with these schools, right?
Yeah.
I mean, because this is something that doesn't have to go year to year. It's just, it's like a building block approach, you get started with you guys and, you've got X number of families that are continuing to reorder. And the reality is they could continue to reorder for years to come.
Kids are already out of the school. They're still ordering it because they love it, and they have those funds assigned to that school. It's the same as Scripps. Actually, our partner, Wolf, he has a great story about how he's signed up for Scripps for his kids when his kids were younger. They're in college and off from college now. But he's still doing the same thing, which is still giving back to that elementary school in our little town of Glendora. And it's amazing. We see the same concept that these families are going to continue ordering, and they're going to continue sharing too. So as we look at other ways to promote it or get people to share it, it's not just through that fundraiser, but it's very passive in that you set this up, it starts to build, and year over year it continues to build. You can decide to run that fundraiser once a year if you want, just kind of boost it, get new families involved. But other than that, you just keep reminding them, hey, just go to Good Grains and get your order in.
So guys, that's huge for those of you listening, because, I know many of you right now are thinking, okay, this sounds cool, but I've got my go-to that I'm used to dealing with. I know how much I'm going to make, and it's oftentimes hard to try something new. But this is an opportunity to try something new, but realize that if done right, you're going to continue to reap the benefits for years to come. And none of these others have the ability to do that.
Well, and the cool part, too, is I think out of response to that, we had a lot of people up front saying, well, it's not 40%. It's not 40%. We're like, yeah, it actually can be a lot more than 40%. Up front, you might get a check for $8,000, and maybe that's not quite what you got on the other fundraiser, but you're getting a check every single month after that. And that continues to build. And year over year, that continues to build more. Out of response, we did create a version of our fundraiser where if you really want to get the product and not have it directly shipped and you just want to get it in bulk, yeah, we can do 40%. But that's how we're not able to do that all the time because of the shipping costs and everything else. Plus the idea of we don't want the product to be overpriced. If we overprice the product, yeah, we can give you 40%, but nobody's going to buy it again next month. So that's where we've been very careful about our pricing, that it's competitive with what you pay in the store, and we can still give it to you for free shipping and donate $1 on every single box. So it's very strategic why we set it up that way, but it does work, and it's something that is meant to be easier for you, to give back longer, and just to really be something that promotes healthiness to your kids' school. And I saw some other people here at our show that I think fit perfect with this, like these fun runs. Our school does a fun run, and it's awesome. It's one of our best events every year. Well, if you have a month for focusing on health, you can also do things like our district does, which is a nutrition detective program. And I think they're working on expanding and getting to more school districts. But it's amazing. They teach the kids how to read nutrition labels. And right now, if you weren't aware, actually the government said we have to change all of our labels, and every company has to have that done, I think, starting by mid-next year. And then everyone by the following year, the smaller companies as well. But they're highlighting calories bigger. They're taking certain things out that don't really need to be focused on, but really just making it easier to read a label so we can focus on our nutrition. And these programs like Nutrition Detective teach kids how to read a label. So it's perfect to set something up like that in a month where you have a health month. You could start our fundraiser, kick it off, do your fun run, and you really have this great month about where, walk to school day, whatever it may be that your district does. This is a perfect fit. And I want to say one more thing. Somebody had just mentioned right now, and it brought up a great point. They said, well, we can only do so many fundraisers per year. We might only be able to do 3, because then on the other hand, we have to do 3 things to balance that out. And our system, we actually don't register you as a nonprofit. We look at it more as a marketing dollar in the way that we've set it up. So we don't have to get your nonprofit number to do this. It's more like when you're collecting your box tops. You're doing it all year long. It's very passive. You can easily sign up for us. You can start sending it out today. There's not a whole lot of work you have to do. You don't even need to run the fundraiser. You could just share the site and say, start shopping right now, and go ahead and put our school name in, and we're going to start supporting it. You could sign up as an affiliate too. You can go on our site and become an affiliate of ours, and you just start blasting it out and earning money for your school. So we've made it easy on pretty much every level to get started. but we're happy to come and work and customize the programs for the schools too. So we just want to make sure we're working at what works best for the schools, because like you said, they've been doing things a certain way for a long time. We want to make sure that we're there to help support that, make their lives easier, but at the same time, hopefully show them that there's probably easier ways to do things than they have been doing in the past.
Awesome. Zach, I would love for you and I to talk here 6 months or a year from now again and just kind of get an update, because you are where we were about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool to see what has happened. And, man, the industry really needs more companies like yours. New things in so many ways. The fundraising world has not changed much, even though the rest of the world has changed around it. And the things that you guys are doing, utilizing technology and leveraging that with a completely new way of doing things and a completely new product, I think there couldn't be a better timing for that, just with my knowledge of the industry, with my knowledge of and working with schools now for almost a decade with SSV. So that's cool, man. I look forward to keeping up with what's going on.
Well, I'd love to come back then. That would be awesome. And I forgot to mention when you asked about the products, we were actually investigating 2 new products, and hopefully over the next year we'll be launching them as well. A friend of ours is a local Olympian in our town, Brian Clay. He won the gold medal in 2007 or 2008. I can't remember the year, but he won 2 medals in the Olympics, a gold and a silver. And so we're working with him in creating a cereal that's great for fitness. So it's going to have somewhere between 20 to 26 grams of protein per serving, best quality ingredients that you can imagine, and we're going to be offering that as well to our system. We're also working on creating a cereal that's perfect for diabetics, one that is high protein, high fiber, low sugar. We already have one that's pretty good, but we're really optimizing that as well, because we know diabetes is such a huge problem. It's massive. 1 out of every 10 people have diabetes right now, and they said by the year, I think it was 2020, if we don't change that path, it would be 2050, sorry, then it would be 1 out of every 3 people. So we're working on more than just mission-driven and supporting the schools. We're really looking at our products as a way of being a mission-driven part of our work as well.
Awesome. Very cool. Any other last-minute parting thoughts, anything you can think of that you want to make sure that you reiterate or bring up for our audience?
Give me a call. I'd love to talk to anyone and everyone. We're super excited and passionate about what we do. This isn't just going to work every day. We created this because we love this. We want to help you, and we're thankful to you guys. It was great running into you here, and I hope we can get our school with your stickers, because that's amazing. My kids are going to love that. But yeah, our number's on goodgrains.com, and they can reach me directly, 626-410-0741. That is my direct line. You can call me any time of day, and I'm excited to talk to you about your school and how we can help you.
Guys, give Good Grains, give Zack Swire a call, and goodgrains.com. Once again, Zack, thanks for entering the school zone, and we'll let you get back to all these people that have shown up and descended on the conference here in the last 30 minutes or so, and get out and continue to promote the good word about Good Grains.
Wonderful. Thanks for having me, man.
Awesome. Thanks, man.
Thanks for listening to the School Zone's School Fundraising Ideas Podcast, and for simplifying the search. Be sure to subscribe to the show so you don't miss an episode. When you do, please leave us a 5-star review in iTunes or your podcast player of choice. I can tell you're a social media butterfly, flitting and flying from site to site, spreading the social information pollen as you go. It's because of your tireless effort that the garden is full of beautiful social flowers like Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, YouTube, Pinterest, Reddit, Tumblr, VK, Flickr, Vine, Meetup, Classmates, and Google+. Why don't you fly over and land on the School Zone Podcast Facebook page too? Follow us and make us a part of your flower garden. Come on, where else can you get current and helpful fundraising news for your school? So fly on over, you beautiful social media butterfly, you.